Sir Keir, you're here talking about the cost of living. This morning a government minister said that ministers were considering a windfall tax. That's presumably something you want to see.
Well, here in Sainsbury's, both staff and customers have been talking about the cost of living and the prices that they can't afford. Part of the answer is staring the Prime Minister in the face, and that's Labour's plan for a windfall tax on oil and gas companies and using that money directly to reduce bills by up to £600 for those who need it most. But what's the government doing? It's dithering, it's delaying. Last week they voted against a windfall tax. Now they're saying they're looking at a windfall tax. They need to get a grip of this situation because every day they dither and delay, more people are struggling, really struggling with their bills.
The windfall tax on energy companies is not, as you can see, the panacea. It's not a single solution to the problems people are facing.
It's not a single solution, but Labour's plan would be to use those excess profits that weren't expected this year for oil and gas companies, to bring down bills by up to £600 for those that need it most. Now, everybody I've spoken to has said, look, that looks like a good plan. That £600 for those most in need would make a huge difference just at the moment. So instead of dithering and delaying, the government just needs to get on with it and help working families who are really, really struggling with their bills at the moment.
What about reinstating the uplift to universal credit? That's something, again, that a government minister today said that they weren't considering. Would Labour back that?
I think there's a range of things that need to be looked at, and reinstating universal credit is one of them. There's all sorts of work that needs to be done on benefits as well. But the windfall tax is a simple solution which could be voted through Parliament very easily. It's Labour's plan. We'll vote for it if the government brings it forward. But dithering and delaying is actually the thing that's stopping people getting that money to help them with their bills, because £600 for those that need it most would make a huge, huge difference.
The Conservatives have said that your party has so far made more than £90 billion of unfunded spending commitments. How can voters trust you to really get a grip of the cost of living and protect the economy?
Well, they're wrong about that. I don't know where they've got that figure from. But what we've done is put practical solutions on the table. And the Conservatives have attacked us for the windfall tax on oil and gas companies in the North Sea to help people with up to £600 off their bill. The Tories have attacked that. They voted against that. I think they're about to bring a version of it in and do a screeching U-turn on it. But the dither and delay is what's costing working people.
Can I ask you about the Sue Gray report,
Yeah.
which we're going to get any day now? Do you have confidence that Sue Gray hasn't been lent on by Number 10? We now know that the Prime Minister did secretly meet with her a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I always had a concern that as we got to the publication of the Sue Gray report, there would be attempts by the government to undermine her and undermine the report. And that's what we've seen going on over the weekend in recent days. A new low for the government. What we do know is there was industrial scale law breaking in Downing Street, over 120 fines. So what we need now is the full report, all of the evidence. It's the least that the public are entitled to from this government.
Do you worry that junior officials are going to carry the can for this?
The culture is set at the top, and the can should be carried by the Prime Minister. He has responsibility. I doubt he will, because he doesn't take responsibility for anything he's done in his life. But the culture in Downing Street is set from the top, as it is with any organisation, and that culture has led to industrial scale law breaking.
You're under investigation at the moment by Durham Police. Is there any update? Have they contacted you? Have you filled in a questionnaire? Do you have any sense of the timescale?
No, they're going through their investigation. That's obviously a matter for them.
Just finally, Jewish News is reporting that last weekend 2 Labour MPs, including John McDonnell, former Shadow Chancellor, attended a Stop the War rally where there were apparently chants for Hamas to blow up a city in Israel. What do you think about that? And should Labour MPs be attending Stop the War rallies in the first place?
I think both MPs have issued statements setting out their position, and I don't think anybody can be under any doubt under my leadership that we won't tolerate anti-Semitism in the Labour Party, nor will we tolerate this false equivalence between Russian aggression and NATO. So, as I say, they've both put out statements. They've condemned the chants and what was said and done at that particular demonstration. But there's no doubt in anybody's mind as to what I stand for in the leadership of the Labour Party.
Are you comfortable with your MPs going to rallies of Stop the War Coalition?
Well, they've put out statements explaining their position.
Sir Keir, thank you very much.
Thank you.